Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this 2023 Kia Sorento. Some of the Kia Sorento vehicles do have this section of the side panel chromed out, so we're going to use a different type of film just to show you guys how to go about with the installation. Since this one is already blacked out, we're going to use a different one. But with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. These are the tools you need for the installation. So before you start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the panel. So all we need is water and baby shampoo mixed together in a spray bottle. Once you have your solution, spray it onto a clean microfiber towel and remove any contaminants that each panel may have. So when it comes to doing the installation for the 4 panels that are on the doors, the process is the same steps. It's just making sure you align each piece to one edge. So for example, the front door, align it to the front edge. For the rear door, do the same, align it to this front section here. So when it comes to starting, like I mentioned, start from the edge. So just align the film to the edge of the panel, and you could use the lower half of the panel as a guide to align the rest of the film until you reach to the other end. Once you finish placing the film, you would then grab your squeegee, start tagging everything down. Make sure to help remove any air that's trapped underneath the panel. And with this one, you could tuck in the film in the top section just a little bit in order to cover the top section here. And then once we're done tacking it down, apply heat just to help the film start molding to the design of the panel. And then we'll trim off any excess material that we have. Okay, and then just don't forget to trim off the excess material on the edges. So trim off the one here on the edge. And then for the top section here, there is a small gap in between where the panel ends and where the gasket starts. Create an outline with your finger so you have an idea of where you're going to need to trim off the excess material. And with this one, we recommend taking your time trimming it off. Since it's a very small area to work with, we recommend just taking your time, finding that gap into your blade and just slowly trimming off the excess material. And you would just continue on until you reach to the other end. And then once you're done trimming, apply heat just to seal the film. And the same steps that was done here, you will repeat the installation for the remaining 3 pieces for the front door and the rear door. Okay, so like I mentioned, when it comes to the installation, it's the same process. You just need to make sure you align this one on the edge. This one specifically does have a cutout, so just align it with the cutout, that way it follows the design of the panel. And just like how we did it with this one, follow the lower section of the panel as a guide to align the rest of the film. And then after it's aligned, we're going to squeegee it to tack it down, remove all of the air, apply heat, and then trim off any excess material. And for trimming off the excess material, you'll do it on the top section of the panel. Since it's the same process as this one, it's a small gap where the gasket is. So try to be careful, taking your time and trimming off the excess material here. So just continue on with the rest of the installation for the last 2 pieces for the rear door. Same process, align both of them on the edge here, work your way, tack everything down, apply heat, and then trim off excess material. So now we're moving on with the piece that covers the quarter window section here. So with this one, just place the film down and place the 2 strips to their corresponding section. So place this one here and place this one here. So we're going to focus on aligning this section of the film to this section of the panel. So you could use the middle as a guide here. That way you're making sure you're covering here, and everything else should just sit into place like this. Everything else should be covered, should be good. And all we have to do is lift the film and just align it until you reach to this end. And with this one, same process as how we did with the other ones. You could use the bottom half for this part as a guide to align the rest of the film. And same with this one. You could use either the top or the bottom one. So align it, take your time, and it should reach up to the edge right here. And then do the same with this one. Carefully lift it, that way we don't accidentally rip the film. And just follow the panel. For this one, I'm using the lower half since it's a little bit easier to guide it here. And just lift, align, and tack down. Cool. Okay, that's pretty much it. You would just do the same steps now. Grab your squeegee, start tacking down the film, help remove any bubbles or any air that's trapped underneath the film, and then we'll apply heat to seal all of the edges, and then we'll trim off the excess material. So for the last piece that covers this section of the panel, you're going to start by aligning this section of the film wherever you left off around the curve here. So make sure you match it to the curve and just make sure it stays aligned on the bottom section as well. So it should be good there, and then just lift it, make sure it stays aligned, and just tack it down slowly until you reach to the top end. You can always lift this part if you do have a finger, just to avoid creasing the film. And just make sure everything's being covered when it comes to the chrome. So this whole section is good. Now we would just have to move the film to this end. Like I mentioned, once it's been placed, you would just grab your squeegee, start sealing this part, help it tack down around the curve. And you can also use a little bit of heat just to help remove the tension that the film may have in order to tack it down here. Lift the film just a little bit to release the tension. Apply heat. Let the film cool down, and then slowly, side by side, help it tack down until you reach to the top end. Apply heat on the side panel as well. And once you apply heat, just help it tack down around the curve, and you should be good. And just trim off any small excess material that you may have, and that's pretty much it. So once you're finished with the entire installation for the side panel, the last thing to do is to post-heat the entire film. That way we help the adhesive on the film activate faster, and also we help tack down any film that's still lifting around the edges. So take your time applying heat evenly throughout the entire film, and then once you're done with this process, you're done with the installation. So that concludes the installation video for the side chrome lead installation for the 2023 Kia Sorento. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, make sure you subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.